Oh, it going? Pardon any lag. You know the drill, gotta get everything set up on my side. See how fast it lets me do it. Getting closer. Is it right? Almost right. Just a moment. Oh, okay. There we go. Now it's looking pretty on my side. How's everybody doing? If you can hear me. What's up, Chris? What's up, Patrick? How is Saturday? How's your Saturday? Yeah, I'm Patrick. I'm doing good. How about yourself? How's your how's your Sunday? Or how was your Saturday? That's a better way to put it. Just making sure my audio works. It should. Yep, that's me. It says I'm live. I'll take its word for it. Fantastic. And then Frank didn't say anything, but of course, if quite frankly were to go live, we would end this and hop over there. Oh, John Rogers, how's it going? How's your Saturday? Still Saturday, right? Yeah, it is. Great. Looks good on your end, Chris. Perfect. Thank you. Great. Yeah, just a it could have been worse temperature rise. I'll put it like that. If it was just like a tad bit warmer or a tad bit more humid, then but this is okay. Let me see. I want to see if I can get it just a tad bit lighter. I'll be right back over. Uh, uh, hmm. Hold on. I want to get that thing that they have on movie sets. You know what it is? It's like a box or something that they hold on to, but at the top it's got that little white. It looks like a ball. It just looks like a roller ball, like in some roll-on deodorant. But they'll like hold it up near the actor's face for like a few seconds, and then they take it away and they look at it, and it's measuring how much light is coming in. I want that. Like, is it a 5? Is it a 6? Does it go up to thousands? Like, what is it? Because I want that. I want to know, like, well, if this amount of light worked the last time, it should work for this amount. It just, yeah, just eyes are still healing, of course. I think maybe the cultivate elevate is out of my system now, and so my eyes are kind of plateauing. I'm not quite sure. It's for science. But yeah, anybody get up to anything fun today? Oh, sweet. Patrick saying I had a good Saturday. His team won 4-0 or 4-0. Perfect. Great. What's up, Kara? How's it going? Chris, yeah, I do need whatever that I don't even know the name of it. That light ball, light detector ball thing that you've seen before. I don't know. I don't even know how to Google it, but I just find it. White ball enter. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That would be a wreck. Yeah, I hope it's it honestly kind of feels like, quite frankly, ran long yesterday because the Zells were live on another channel that started at 8 p.m. So they had been live for an hour and then, quite frankly, ended. And a few of us headed over to that other chat room. It's another channel that I'm not familiar with, but I knew the Zells were going to be there. Oh, Frank Zell started tweeting about it maybe a week ago, and then I saw it, and I thought it was retweeting the he did that three-parter him and his brother did back at the end of December, and he will retweet that because it's very good. I've got it on my channel right now. If you go to the year 24 playlist, the second, third, and fourth videos in that playlist is the podcast that they did, well, earlier this year for me, but at the end of last year for you. But this was something totally different. It's a different channel. It's a lady was hosting it, and it was the Zells for a couple of hours last night. And I've got that shared on social media. If you want to check it out, it's available. And you do want to check it out because there's going to be more than one part. Oh, Kara saying went and got an Italian club sandwich. Yeah, from Wawa. And that's the highlight. Damn straight. Oh, that sounds good as hell. Like an Italian sub, can't beat it. Yeah, a good meal counts as a good time, especially if it's the only meal of the day, like you're waiting all day for your birthday dinner and you literally have to wait till dinner time. So you're like, no, I'm not going to eat all day. I'm just going to starve. It's going to be worth it. Oh, Patrick said he watched it, fell asleep after an hour. I think it was about 4 a.m. there. Yeah, yeah, because it started at 8 p.m. Well, the lady who's hosting it, she has an English accent, so I assume she's in England. So I know that's 5 hours ahead of, like, quite frankly, and like the Zells. We're all on the East Coast. Oh, Wally World, what's up? What's up to Arden if she's there? So I knew it started at 8, and I was upset about that. But I was like, well, I'm just gonna, run right over there, like just get ready to go to this other chat room as soon as, quite frankly, and so we go over there, and it was good. I heard some more information that I hadn't heard before. I heard some new developments that gave me the chills. Uh, but then the lady towards the end, she was talking about, okay, well, when we have you and your brother on again, I'm like, again? Whoa, hold on. And she's talking about this next Friday stuff. And like the other Franklys came over. I wasn't just there by myself. But I was like, because I don't know that place I've never been there before. So I didn't want to overstep my bounds and get blocked or kicked out or, scolded. So I was like, hey, I don't know the schedule around here. But if you go live at 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m., we all, all of us Franklys do want to see this. So we want to catch the full Zell experience. So basically, if you started at 9, we will all be able to, like, come here and basically be in the chat room for the whole time. I know that looks good for the channel for her. And somebody said something to me in the chat room, and I'm thinking, oh no, I just look like the crazy Zell fan. And I'm like, oh, I'm like seconds away from getting kicked out. I was waiting to get spoken to, where I was ready to just be quiet so I wouldn't get in trouble. And then she had mentioned, Nikki in the chat room is wondering when you guys are gonna want to know uh kind of rambling here. I sort of don't remember what happened. I was there for it and then I watched it back once, but she was talking about, yeah, we want to have you back, and she's mentioning if we start at 9 and the QF people can come over, and that's kind of where it left it. She's like, well, we'll talk, after the show about it, and that's sort of where it ended last night. And I want to say what's up, Lisa, and Dragon Sage. How's it going? How's your day, afternoon, evening, middle of the night? So anyway, jump ahead to today. I get on the phone in the morning like I usually do, and I remembering to leave a comment on the show after it ends. Frank wants us to do it, so I'm like, well, let me go over to this chick's channel. I said something last night, I think. Yes, I said something last night. Go back today just to see if anybody else had commented. She responded to me talking about, yeah, so we're going to go live next Friday at 9 p.m. And she said some other stuff. It's on her page, Miss Shorty. You can find it. So yeah, long story short, the Zells are going to be on Miss Shorty's channel this Friday coming up, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And If you do want to check out that three-parter, again, it's like, you know what? I've got it saved right here. Hold on. Dramatic pause. Uh, this is Frank Zell's tweet that will take you to the first part of the three-parter about the John Benet Ramsey case. It's got some uh well, I saw it January 1st. I'm still traumatized. And then I watched the interview that they did last night, today, and it's like I had to scream out loud at one point. It's like, great, more nightmare fuel. Now I'm traumatized again in August. Thank you very much, Frank Sell. uh just when you think you've heard the worst, and then it's I don't know if it's worse because I'm hearing it from a friend, but it's it's I don't know. It's good we know about these things so we can stop them from happening in the future. And yeah, Dragon Sage, it is heartbreaking. Yeah. Oh, I saying, my day was okay. Oh no, but I broke the bow I was building. Oh, just when it was finished. Oh, R.I.P. Oh, it had so much potential. And then I swear somebody, hold on, people are talking about food. Hold on. Oh, John Rogers said he made crock pot vegetable soup. Hell yeah, that's gotta be better than the canned stuff. I found out the hard way. It's vegetables, it's good, right? How many more bites of this do I gotta eat till it's gone? Oh, hell yeah, Lisa had a great day. She said just got back indoors after picking a lingonberry, blueberry, and crowberry bucketful. Dodging bear shit. Absolutely. Fresh blueberries. Yes. Yeah, Carrie, you should listen to part one. Very interesting. To be honest, it really only traumatized me in part two. I mean, it is all, not a happy subject to be listening to. We do know the Zells, so at least you're hearing it from a friend, but it's, anything that you do know about that case doesn't matter because anything you've heard on the news, they don't know jack shit. The Zells have been on it literally since the first week, and they know all the dirt. They've done the digging. They've talked to the people. It's their thing, and I'm so glad they're getting a platform. Like, if it was me, I'd have them on my show, but I don't have a big channel. But they get to talk about it for more than one night. So I don't know what this chick schedule is, but I'm hoping, maybe it's going to be an every Friday night thing for a while. So just thinking with that in mind, like, okay, every Friday, just do the Quite Frankly thing, hop over to this channel for a couple more hours, and just have a great night. Because the information does need to get out there. No big deal. Bows break. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess it's better to be breaking it while you're making it than it's like, all right, I'm going for the kill, and just like the whole bow bends backwards. Like you've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights when they're all practicing. Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers for a movie that came out in 1993. And Chris is saying it's dark but full of evidence that needs to be brought to the public eye. Too much swept under the rug. Absolutely. Yeah, Kara's veggie soup is always different depending on what she has on hand. Dragon Sage, yeah, I got so tired of not many people caring about the truth and stories like the ones the Zells tell. Kind of retreated into being a hermit. Yeah, that's the thing too. As much information that is out there about the case, and they dug underneath that because that's what's being presented is not the truth, and they've just stuck with it for almost 30 years. I Yeah, yeah, cases involving children are harder to process. Like the more innocent the victim, people messing with little ones or animals. Like, no, that is too dark. Oh, I bitch slap Satan. How's it going? Just got back home from a afternoon in your buddy's pool. Ah, and Katya, Mary Jane. Yeah, Mary Jane after the show. Yeah, I'll be smoking out on the balcony later on. Of course. Chris, yeah, it does sound like she's having them on because Frank Zell kind of touched on, like, well, I could just do a whole episode about the poems. I could do a whole episode. It sounds like if you do know that three-parter that they did, it seems like they want to take certain parts of that and like really do deep dives into like certain people and certain sections of the story. I don't know how many of that episodes that will take. I hope it takes 1,000 episodes because I'll tune in for it. Um, they do need more than 2 hours to speak because there are two of them. Give them each about 2 hours. But they get a lot done in that 2 hours. They weren't just like dicking around and umming and uhing, and it's a lot of, again, you're not going to hear it on the news. Kara, I watched a trial last year of the stepmom that killed her stepson. And I had nightmares for weeks. Yeah, wow, yeah. My God, just move out. Yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights might be a bigger film than the movie it's parodying. Not to knock. Um, oh no, what is the OG called? The Kevin Costner one. I can't think. It's a little bit too bright for me. I can think of the Michael Kamen score right now. The name of the film escapes me. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I knew it. Alan Rickman. That's a score that I had not watched that movie in years. So long that when I popped it in, I forgot the music. And then it kicks in right away with the theme. And it's a theme that they use, maybe too many times in movie trailers. But as soon as it kicked in, I knew it. I was like, yeah, oh, I lost it. Love that movie. We have 13 in the chat. What's the record number, Nikki? I think I may have had as high as like 16 before. I kept on double digits, but 13. I'll look out for that, Kara. I'll check the analytics tonight or tomorrow and go through them. That's not bad because early days of Dalza, if we had 5 people in the room, like, hey, we all knew everybody. This is a crowd. Hell yeah. So that was fine. So if I get at least 5 people a show, so I'm doing those kind of numbers. I like the old Errol Flynn Robin Hood films. I swear I've got one of those saved too. I don't know if it's on YouTube or Tubi, but I've got it somewhere. And then if you like Hollywood history, read up or watch a documentary about Errol Flynn. Interesting fella. Oh, hey, what's up, Moon Buddy? How's it going? On the road and listening. Cool. Travel safe. Don't forget the driving finger, the middle finger on your left hand. Oh yeah, you are in the States. Chris, yeah, I do hope the Zell brothers do figure it out one day. Justice for John Bonet. Absolutely. One thing, um, I don't know if it's a spoiler. I mean, it's in the one that they just did last night, but it stopped me cold. Like nothing really stops me. In the middle of the chat room, the way it was when I heard this, but because I don't think he said this on the podcast that they did, but in December. But Frank Zell is like, yeah, we know who wrote the poems. What did I just hear? Ooh, yeah. So I'm tuning in for this. He didn't say, but he's like, oh, we know, like they figured it out. So I'm tuning in for that and other reasons. So that's gonna be, and I'm gonna, I'll tweet it out. I'll put it here on the community posts. Pardon me. Here on YouTube, so you can find it. And of course, you can always follow Frank Zell over on Twitter. Just don't look at his profile picture because then you'll know what he looks like, and it will just ruin that mental image of no. Middle finger is half a peace sign. Yeah, Lisa's right. Or you could just give him the just give him one of those if you're in the wait, no, it'd be like this in the UK, other hand, other side of the road. Can't wait to watch the can't wait to watch the suitcase trial with Sarah Boone. LOL, Jenna says. Uh. Anytime I hear about a suitcase, I just assume somebody was found in a suitcase. Because that's a thing that happens, unfortunately. They got wheels on the bottom. They're just asking to be filled with people. In Minecraft, don't kill people. It's rude. We've been over that. Yeah, I didn't remember Chris. I heard that too. The poems, they figured it out in 2011. I think they said maybe. Yeah, with my bad memory, just that's the fun of it. I get to hear it again and be surprised all over again. Yeah, the British two finger salute. Dragon Sage says. Made you still have your bow and string fingers. True archery lore. Yeah, yeah, they used to. I mean, you try to, pull back your string with one finger, and it's not gonna. Just big fu to the archers. So they cut off their gaming fingers. It's like cutting off a gamer's thumbs. You cannot do that. I'll tell you something. This is not a movie that I watched, and I won't spoil it. This was over on Netflix. I didn't know. Oh, there's two things on Netflix. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, there are two things I will never joke about. One of them is insomnia. So I'm not joking. When they've got the cure for insomnia on Netflix, it's called Fear the Walking Dead. I may have brought this up before. It is so boring. I've never seen the finale of season one. Put me right to sleep. It's like the first two seasons guaranteed to knock you out. Second half of season three guaranteed to knock you out. 20 minutes go by and you will feel like it's been an hour and a half and you're reaching for your phone and you're looking at it. You're like, I got 40 more minutes of this. Make it stop. It's that bad. And there it is on Netflix. So it's not free, but there it is. And I make a big deal out of it because I've wanted that to be on Netflix for years because I knew insomnia was coming. I had it before. I've got my sleep playlist because I had to play something to sleep. And now they finally put it on there. Thank you. So, yeah, it's got some actors from Deadwood, I'll put it that way. They make it great. The rest, Kara knows. Kara knows. Yeah, the rest. It does have like a bottle episode or two that you can straight up skip. Um, just on the whole, like watch it. It's gonna hurt, but watch it. Go, you put yourself through that. See what it does to you. If you can't sleep, put it on. I promise it'll help. So there's that. Prison Break is good. I've heard Prison Break is good. Patrick, and they use it as a fuck off to the French. Yeah. Like I mentioned, the peace. No. Depends what part of the world you're in. Yeah, I bitch slap Satan. Yeah, the OG Walking Dead. Yeah, it's no spoilers. I did watch the whole main series. It's got its highs, it's got its lows. It has an ending. And that's sort of Chris, yeah, that is they got me. They got me when back when they got rid of chewing the fat, I was gonna go off, but then they added season 9 of Still Game, so I was like, well, okay. But what they do have now is because they did, spin off and do other stuff with The Walking Dead after it ended. But they have on there the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon one, and I'm a Norman Reedus fan, so I'm there for it. And I knew it took place in uh, France, which is fine by me. Jenna, the other thing is injured animals. I don't do. Like I can hear, like I can listen to the John Benet Ramsey case. I can listen to all kinds of horrible, terrible, the worst things done to humans. But the second you start talking about animals getting hurt, any of that stuff, no, cannot. do it. It's not funny to joke about at all. I'm not being sarcastic. So they do have the Daryl Dixon spin-off. It seems to be 6 episodes on Netflix. I watched the first one. I liked it. It is good enough for me to want to continue watching it. And it's like an hour long. So it's not like I'm just watching it for Norman Reedus. Like I was like intrigued, like, hey, what's going on with the rest of these folks? One thing did piss me off though, because I was like, I swear to God, if they film one more person, like you're the camera, I'm the actor. Here's the sun right behind me. Sun, 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 glaring in your eyes, glaring in your eyes. I'm like, do it one more time. But they didn't. And the one thing that did kind of put me off a little bit was like the music is not done by the same Walking Dead person. Not like that makes that big of a difference, but it was enough that I noticed. It's not like it's bad music; it's just different. The score. But yeah, that is on. I want to watch the rest of it. I didn't even think about reviewing it or anything like that. I don't know if there's call for it from Frankly's or the channel, or if anybody even still cares about The Walking Dead. But I will be checking out the rest of it again. It's Norman Reedus. It does look good, good production value. Wherever they filmed it at, if they're really in France, it's very pretty. So that was good. Surprised. Read in the chat room. Lisa woke up at 1 a.m. Flopped around under the linen for 20 minutes. Finally went to the kitchen to get coffee. It's 3:24 p.m. I'm not tired yet. Fantastic. Dandy, I don't do animal stories either. I actually just had to. This is pissing me off so bad. This is like the third person I've had to unfollow from Tumblr because, like, normally this person is like cool. Normally people don't even post anything like this on Tumblr. I don't know what was special about today, but they posted let's say a hurt animal story, and I was just going to try to ignore it, but then I know that's one thing I can't forget, so every time I see their handle I'm going to think about that story, so I just had to unfollow them. That pisses me off. It's always the good ones. It's never the people I'm like about. It's like I like what they post, son of a bitch, but there's stuff I just can't. Like I go up there to laugh, not to cry. Yeah, but it's happened before. There's people on Facebook that there's even Frankly's. They've posted things on Facebook and other social media, and it's like I cannot follow you anymore. I can't have that in my feed. I can't see that. Jenna, I watched The Faces of Death many, many years ago. It was gross. Yeah, I saw those two back in the day. See, I could watch those. I mean, like, I'm probably not going to sit there and eat dinner in front of them, but I could watch those, all day. But as soon as you bring, like, critters, no, that's a whole other thing. Dragon Sage, yeah, not being able to sleep sucks. Go through bouts of it. Yeah, try that, cultivate, elevate the pearl powder. That does help out. Chris said in 2013, I was watching King of the Hill and their contract ended. And they took it off in the middle of you watching it. Oh my God, that's terrible. Let the credits roll. That's evil. Yeah, pre-internet gore, Dragon Sage said. Yep. Yeah, Kara's right. Yeah, insomnia really does ruin your day / mood. Sleep is necessary for healing and regeneration. I hate bouts of insomnia. Absolutely. Jenna, yeah, that means you're nocturnal. If you're more awake at night, then I'm the same way. I will naturally, if it quite frankly did not exist back when I would just like get up and go to bed when I felt like it, when I was off for that week from the factory, just right about like this time of day. I don't know if I would quite wake up this early, but like this time of year, let's say about 8:30, 8 o'clock, I might wake up, and then the sun starts coming up. Like, ooh, I don't want to see this. I need to go to bed anyway. I'm tired. So yeah, definitely nocturnal. And now I'm wake up at like 5:30 in the morning now. Dandy, yeah, it really has. Mercury retrograde has really sucked, but it's over on Tuesday, I believe. Double check. 27th. That's Tuesday. So the next time I go live, the next time we see each other, it'll just be, well, I mean, it's Virgo now, but it will be like Virgo with nothing extra. And then if you don't know, whenever the last day of the month is on a Saturday, that means the next month there's going to be a Friday the 13th. So next month there's a Friday the 13th if you get into that. Jenna was always a morning person until the last few years. Yeah, I think I'm waking up earlier now than when I was working full time, something like that. Oh, Lisa, yeah, I tried getting it on the Gilded site, having trouble with Roblox. Any ideas how to get back on? Did you go up? Because it's free. You just go to Roblox, just you make an account, and then it kind of automatically jumps you back over to Gilded. It's all connected. It should only take like about a minute. Did it let you do sign up for the Roblox? Did it let you get that far? We'll sort this out. Now Frank was saying something about being off on the 26th and 27th. And anytime, this is just the way the man is built. He's never been specific about dates. He doesn't repeat them. He just says them once. Kara, the 27th is the last day of Mercury retrograde, so this Tuesday. So the 26th and the 27th. So I'm like, okay, well, when is that? Towards the end of the week. And so, well, it must be September. So September 26th, Frank is going to be off. He's going to that retreat for Jay Gulanello that he has. So Frank's off the 26th, so I'll be on. But then September 27, now there won't be a like a regular, quite frankly, in the studio, but he did say he is going to go live from the retreat. So I'm just basically in my mind that just means a 7 p.m. show, but just Frank will just be in a different spot. So that's all that means. September. Yeah, so that's pretty easy. But then in October, this is this year for you. This is next year for me, but it's coming up fast. But Frank does take his week off in October. I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not. That feels like 2 weeks ago to me now. But yeah, October, the third week of October, the 14th through the 18th. That's when Frank and Dee takes his family and Anthony and Matt and maybe Petey Face and a lot of them. They go up to upstate New York. They've got a cabin and they look for Bigfoot every fall. So while they're doing that, I'll be on that week. So that week it will be 6 days. It will be like May when I went live Tuesday through Saturday, except that week it will be me going live Monday through Saturday. So what it'll be is uh, it'll be New Year's Day in the chat room on a Friday. That next Saturday I go live. Then there's Sunday the 13th. And then we get 6 days together. We gotta plan something. I don't know what we'll do, but I just wanted to, if Frank wasn't clear about that earlier this week on the show, and I always forget that he takes that week off, but that's what's gonna happen. So that'll be fun. Carrie, yeah, didn't some Franklies go to the Jake Lanello retreat? It was expensive. I think I remember. I could have sworn like a few other Franklys went. Don't recall the name. And then I know before they sort of might have said prices real quick, but again, it was, maybe last year. And it fills up fast. So that he will open it up in whatever month, and like months before it actually happens. Although it's like Frank with his mugs, those sell out quick. The spots for the retreat sell out quick. Yep, Dandy, another full week. It'll just be like it back in May when I did that. So maybe it's just a sun and an air side thing, but it'll be cool. It's gonna be the first week of the year. I do have you know again, plans to like Miguel mentioned, with getting the PO box set up. I would like to have that going for next year for you guys. And then also, I think I'm getting closer to being able for us to take calls. So you guys, theoretically, what we could do is just right now, I don't see why I couldn't have it set up between now and then, so that when Frank is off for that week, you guys can call in. Like I'll have phone lines set up that week, so I would be able to take calls. So that would be. I mean, my first call went well, so this can't be bad. Mercury retrograde is when Mercury spins backwards. It f's up our communications and mercurial abilities. From what I understand, it just like when you go to view Mercury in the sky, it just appears to be going backwards instead of forwards. And then the way the planet's energy hits Earth. Jenna, when I wake up through the night, the clock usually has double digits. It's like 4:44 or 3:33. Heard the man above approves of my life when this occurs. Don't really know anyone here of this. Some people put significance into always seeing the clock at this. Like for a long time, I would always look at the clock, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. But honestly, it's been years since that's happened. Every once in a while, I will look at my clock, and it will be like a special time. Or sometimes I'm not even thinking about the clock, and I will have like, oh, that's a profound thought. And then there's my phone going off because it's 9 a.m. I have a 9 a.m. alarm on it. Just things like that. You know what, it sort of depends. Like say you had a buddy who passed away and his lucky number was 7, and then every time you see a clock it's like 7:07. Something like that would be like, hey, my buddy's trying to talk to me, like something like that. But like, just like if you just happen to see the clock and it's like every time I see the clock it's 1:03, well, maybe you're just on an internal schedule and you just happen to be in that same room at the same time. So it sort of depends. It depends on your own personal life. I couldn't tell. There isn't one universal number that means everything. Now, say if you walk and look at the clock and it's like 6:66, then maybe be a little bit worried. Like possibly you need a priest, but getting a that's have not personally seen that. Chris, we could always play Jack in the Box games. Just kidding, like all streamers. I know Frank. One time we did this when I was there. I guess they did it before I showed up, but they would play Mad Libs. So I don't know parts of speech well enough to. I don't. I know English, but I don't. Okay, what's an adjective for? Well, what's a? I don't know, like the names of the words to do that sort of thing. But we've got a month and a half to figure it out. Yeah, Kara, it might have been Linda who went. Dragon Sage triple numbers are angelic numbers. You should keep a dream journal. Wake up every 3 hours, write it down. After a couple weeks, you'll have some big revelations. Ah, cool, yeah. See, I would wonder, like, are you having like a certain dream, and then that makes you wake up, and then it's like, oh, it's 5:55, like that sort of like, well, I always dream about the same thing. I always wake up at the same time, so it sort of really depends on a lot of factors. Oh, Papa Groovy, what's up? Dragon Sage, yeah, someone's trying to send you a message. Or if you're like me and someone tries to send you a message, they have to knock out the power for 2.5 hours back in July. My bad. So it depends on the person and who you're talking to. Oh, Lisa, RIP to him. Oh, it could be now something like that. I would know, like, no, that's my family trying to contact me. I know what that number is. Dragon Sage, I constantly read license plates. They speak to me. Jenna, aw, dreaming about my mother in heaven. Yeah, I've only had dreamt of my mom twice. And the first time it happened, I'm so mad because it's back when I was like waking up every hour. So all I remember was her grabbing my face. And then like a second later I woke up and just whatever she was saying to me in those few seconds, just I could not remember. That wasn't and that was like back in like 2021. It's been a few years now, but you can't at least I can't like make myself dream about a certain person. I can try and then I'll dream about something else, but it's not even and it's not even like I watch something spooky and then I have scary dreams. I might watch something spooky before bed and have good dreams. I might watch something funny before bed and have a bad dream. So I wish I could force myself to dream about the things I want to dream about. I work on it. Dandy, yeah. Had to ban my cat from the balcony. She doesn't like catnip. Pardon me, my lips are dry. That happens sometimes. Some cats are honestly, it has no effect on them. What's fun, watch videos of they try to give catnip to big cats. So like a panther, in the zoo, not in the wild. So like a panther, a tiger, a cheetah, all these big cats, and they basically all figure it out and start acting like kittens and doing dumb stuff. But then you give it to a lion, he's like, "What is this shit?" It's like, "Why is everybody acting stupid?" Like it's not steak, like it has no effect on them. They don't care, but the other big cats they do. So you want to see something huge acting silly. Jenna, yeah, I do want to hear something very strange. Always. Chris, yeah, I do want to make sure. I want to try to get the phone number set up by that second week, or pardon me, by the third week in October, so that way I can take calls if people want to call in, because people do want to call in. People do want to send me stuff. Um, yeah, and we just went over that not too long ago about getting those sort of things set up. PO box. We went over doing shorts. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing that. Jenna said, I had a fear of this white thing in my mouth years ago. I feared it for many years. I finally had a dream that took my inside body and it healed. I believe that. Oh, Chris, also, did you say Frank is looking for Bigfoot in NY? If so, they're looking for you in the wrong place, being you're 7'2". Yeah, they go up to upstate New York every year. Now Frank will go live while he's up, not like do a live show, but like how when he goes during the week he'll do his coffee stream. So he'll be like sitting out on the porch with a cigar, and maybe Matt's there or some folks are around. We get to see like all the trees, and there's like a lake, and it's very pretty place. And then Anthony wanders out there, and so he can sing really loud, and his voice is just echoing off the trees. It's a lovely time of year. If I get a vacation, which I don't anymore, but when I did, I would always take it the second week of October. It's usually still warm out. Then you got the trees changing color, and folks are slowly putting up their Halloween decorations, that kind of a thing. Let me see. Let's plug this in and hopefully it doesn't freeze. It really shouldn't. Movement, movement, awesome. Oh, Beastwood, how's it going? Frank was scrubbing his toilet this morning. Oh, did he have Taco Bell last night? I want to show you something that pisses me off. And this wouldn't come up on Quite Frankly. Let me make it a little bit lighter. This is just wildly off topic, but it bothers me. Some of the ladies probably have come across this. Because I'm clearly not big into makeup. But I'm into older stuff and clean skin. And I did find this one channel, this one chick, I think she's in Australia. She's pretty cute. And I'm not accusing her of doing this because a lot of people do this. But they'll talk about the products they use to get all cleaned up. And a lot of people mention Pond's. And long story short, that's what I'm now. I got the Pond's, like the cold cream. It's green if it doesn't show up on camera. And then also the Pond's, it's facial moisturizer. It's blue, green. And this is a sexy container, man. Look at the hips on that thing. But that's not the point. The point is, you watch these, well-produced videos these girls make about, like they get their makeup on all cute, and then like they gotta, put the Pond's on to take it off and look all pretty, and they got the lighting and like the cute bathroom with all the design and all this stuff going on. But when they whip out their Pond's, they whip out a container that's fucking empty, or it's got a big old like swoop taken out of it, how hard is it? How hard is it? And I've got a used one, but I'm not going to grab it because you're not supposed to show the used container. I don't care how empty it is looking. Stick your finger in there and push it all to the front so it looks full. This is not okay. Don't talk about Pond's and the container's empty. Show us the full one. Go to the store and wait until you've got a full one to film. Don't show me the one you've had your hand in for the last 2 months. Like, I want a brand spanking new looking one. And if it doesn't look like that, lie to me. Don't show me the inside. But it's a little thing. It doesn't hurt anybody. They can still produce a video like that and get the point across. Yeah, but it's like how much time does it take to unscrew, push the product to the front, film, and then you can smack it all back down to the bottom and have it look used up and funky. And like you got time to do everything else but this. Finger in, smack. And this was legitimately empty. I waited until I used this whole bastard up just for this bit. I don't understand. I gotta set this back. Not pointing any fingers, but you've got to impress people. Dragon Sage, I saw Halloween stuff at the dollar store today. Oh, yeah. I remember last year it was like Thanksgiving, and they were already rolling out like the heart candy for Valentine's Day at Wally World. So here, sweetie, I got you some candy that's been sitting in Walmart since November. Oh, Beastwood, yeah, he posted and Gilded this morning, informing us of his morning activities. Yeah, check out the Quite Frankly Gilded. He is active in there often. Castor oil, yeah, coconut oil. Can't do coconut oil, but it does work. That's what Mae West used. And she looked great, even up until her 80s. Jenna, I used that oil of Olay when I was young. My skin is clear and smooth. Yeah, I used oil of Olay a lot when I was, well, not younger like a kid, but like 20s. Mom, buy me the expensive oil of Olay. Beastwood, I just realized how shitty my eyes are when I read text. Yeah, same. Yeah. Yeah, Dragon Sage does it right. I just go down to the creek, strip down, and cover myself with gray clay. Great for the skin. Yeah, Noxzema sometimes soon. Yeah, they do good stuff. Like basically any of those channels that cover like retro stuff. It's like here's the retro skin cleaning. Here's what your grandmother used. It's like, well, if it worked for her. Yeah, Beastwood, that's just it's natural for your eyes to lose your wait, what is natural? To lose your up close vision as you age. That's more natural than to like I cannot see distances. That's not natural. I did not lose my vision naturally. But if you can't see up close, that's just an age thing. Like you can get little readers to make yourself look smarter, but that's just a getting older thing. It happens. Chris, yeah, I guess I want to show they use it. I mean, like I can tell because if a girl has bad skin, it doesn't matter how much makeup you put on. It doesn't matter how good you are at applying makeup. We're gonna see like the lumps and bumps in the wrong light. We're gonna see that. So you can't. It's harder to. It's easier to just take care of your skin than to try to sit there and however long it takes to cover it up and shade it and fix the problems. Trichelium natural with tallow, USA made. I remember hearing about that. Dragon Sage, I'm rebelling against my eyes, forcing myself to not use glasses. This is the first time since I've got my glasses that I've realized like my right eye isn't like blurry and then my left eye is clear since I'm getting used to being able to see. Not getting can't take more light, but I can see better. Small steps. Castor oil is great for eyelashes, nails, etc. Oh, that's what I need. I really gotta check out that castor oil. I know you guys have told me too. I've written it down. Beastwood, yeah, I can't read for shit. That small print. Hate that shit when I'm typing, and I can't read when I'm typing. I'm always good for hitting like the space bar instead of the letter N. So I'm like, why do my words look like I'm? Oh, those were supposed to be N's. I'm just back N, back N. Don't mind the bloom on your chocolate and how stale it is. Love you. Sorry, can't leave the bathroom now. Still love you. Yeah, it's bloom on chocolate. It's very well honey, we like Steve 1989 MRE info, and he eats chocolate with bloom on it all the time. He eats chocolate from 1992 all the time. He's okay. He only had to get a microscope to look for the any kind of infection in the food. I think he made himself sick, like food poisoning, sick from a old MRE. So and he doesn't upload regularly, so you don't hear from Steve for like a month and a half, and it's like, is he okay, or is he gonna come back with the hospital story? Like we're in like the hospital wristband. No. Yeah, Beastwood has. I honestly am starting to think Beastwood might be able to like see like auras or something like that. Oh, Lisa, yeah, yeah, that works too, yeah. Or just get an eye patch with a, like, hold on, I can see better when gotta block out the haters. Yeah, everything looks so much like when it's a full moon, you go outside and look at everything. Don't look at the moon, just look at the way the moon lights everything. Yeah, Civil War era chocolate, always yummy. Yeah, it's got like branches and twigs in it, like a toe. Tumblr. Tumblr people. And then what is it with people? I see this happening on Tumblr too. I mean, I guess it happens everywhere. But like you see somebody's content and you like it, you start following them. And then they don't post for a while. It's like, maybe that's just their pattern. And then they come back and you're like, cool, is it more content? No, it's a long post about how they've been sick and in and out of the hospital or just like this whole like tragedy that went on in their lives. And it's like, oh my God, that's terrible. When are you going to keep posting content? Why does this happen right after I start following? Blue Moon Month. Oh, is it? What, next month? Because we just have a full moon like this week. Somebody said it was the 19th. I remember that now. I was surprised I got to see the moon. Because anytime the moon's going to do something special or there's going to be a meteor shower or anything like that, it's overcast. That's why I was surprised I saw that eclipse back in April. There was a full moon earlier this month. Um, I don't know if there's going to be. I don't know when the full moons are. Is there going to be a I mean, I know there is one every month. I mean, a blue moon, so you've got to be in a month with like 31 days if you really want to make sure you've got enough time to get them both in there. And more power to you. That's why I had to actually look at the moon when I came out the other time. I don't get to see outside. Yeah, it's never. If there's any time, like if there was going to be a lunar eclipse, of course it would be cloudy. So if it missed that, and like what time does that even happen? Or there's going to be a meteor shower at 3:30 in the morning. It's at 3:30 in the morning. What do I do? Set an alarm? I can't stay up that late. So I had to look outside half awake, like, oh, I can't see shit. Let me just try to film it. And like when you film when it's dark with your phone and it doesn't come out. So you can probably still see really well at night when there's no lights, Beastwood, I assume. Yeah, it was on Monday's show, that's when Frank was saying September 26th and well, he's off the 26th and then the 27th. That's when he's going to be at the retreat, but he will go live. And that's when the full moon was. Oh, Dragon's Age, cool. Yeah, set an alarm for stuff like that. Yeah, I would have to. MA, Massachusetts is asking for a voluntary curfew due to mosquitoes. Yeah, even I know, like last year, there's not supposed to be mosquitoes out in September and October. Nope, just go out into that stuff. Get you one of those nets and just go out into it. if you have to be out at night. And then Tuesday, that's when we had Jim Lee on the show. And everybody here knows Climate Viewer, Jim Lee. But he was so funny on Frank. I didn't think he was gonna like start with the joke, but that's Jim Lee. He comes off like if you go to his channel, it's like the chat room stays on focus. It's very serious. He's got that serious voice. He doesn't smile a lot, and he's got all of his tabs up at the top of his screen for all of his references, and it's all very organized. And you almost low key feel like you're in court, like you should have dressed up. But Jim Lee is silly, and that cracked me up. You guys were there. I don't have to tell you what happened. That was great. I could not have predicted that. Like if it's kind of hard to tell people about Jim Lee because it's almost like he's one way on his own channel and another way, and quite frankly, and it's like no, he can be that way on his own channel. You just gotta gear him up, get him up there to it. But yeah, he's a silly guy. He's fun. If you're not subscribed, check him out. He's most of the time when he does the live thing, it's Friday at 9, so that would be well right after quite frankly. And then he goes live on Sundays, but not every single Sunday. He does work full time. He does have a family, so he's got stuff to do. But the good thing about him is that at least for his 9 p.m. shows, if I ever have to go live at 9 p.m., I can run over a little bit because he never goes live right at 9. Because, again, he has a family, he has stuff to do. So, with that in mind, like one show can end, you can run to the restroom, you can get a drink, get a snack, and then check out his show. And he does, like 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. So, he sits there and kicks it for a minute. Anyone heard of Lake Lanier in Georgia? Beastwood is asking. Kara, not a full moon, but I took the dog out last night at 3 a.m. and the stars are beautiful and bright. Oh, that sounds pretty. Yeah, Kara, yeah, I love Jim Lee. Yeah, Beastwood. Yeah, I mean, if the curiosity gets to you, you might have to check it out. Oh, I have an inner fear of deep water. Yeah, I mean, if especially if you can't swim, I just get really good at floating, I guess. I would be scared too. I don't, no, I can't swim. Yeah, cheating on Frank with Anthony. I had no idea, Dragon Sage. I didn't know Jim Lee was like that. You two-timing hussy. I'm glad he admitted it though, so they can move on and still be friends. With his brother, ew. Chris, yeah, Jim was great. Beast with like the ocean trenches creep me out. Well, what's really creepy about the oceans, if you're not already scared, is like how it's like, yeah, it's like shallow for a while and it just dips right straight down your Marianas Trench, and then you're like 10,000 feet. So it's like it's not just like all smooth bottom all the way. No, it's like a cliff, and then suddenly you're at the core of the earth. And none of the fish have eyes because they don't need them down there. Oh, Danny, Willie Fix It called in when Jim Lee was doing a live show. It was too funny. You love these guys. I love when Willie Fix It calls into Jim Lee. That is always a great time. I mean, it's great when he calls in it quite frankly, too. Oh, man. Well, when he calls into Frank, Frank calls him John. And that's not the right name. And then I get confused. Oh, yeah, Dragon Sage, have fun. Yeah, at a friend's place for backyard fire. Got a jet. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah, Beastwood. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Ant does rock. He's very cool. I found Anthony Vincent before. That's how I found him, quite frankly. Anthony does good work. He is legit. Oh, that was the same day before Jim Lee was on Tuesday. Frank went live at 10 a.m. It was just for 30 minutes, though. John Rogers, yeah, Willie Fix It called everyone. Yeah, he does call. He does call into. He seems like the type of guy where if he likes a show and they take calls, he will call into it. Oh yeah, Beastwood definitely gotta go make dinner. Yeah, definitely go. Don't want to like drip any food on the device. Yeah, gotta get to cooking. Understandable. Chris, yeah, ocean floor is deeper than the tallest mountains on land. You ever watch those comparison size videos and it's like, here's the deepest trenches on Earth, here's the tallest buildings on Earth, here are, fictional spaceships. So it's like they'll have like the Enterprise and the Death Star, or like ship length. Then they get the Titanic in there. And that was the same show, Tuesday show. I forget what city, but they were talking about they would have a robot as the mayor. But like what kind of robot? Like a cigarette machine, or a jukebox, or like like a washer and dryer combo, one of those machines. Exactly what kind of robot would be acceptable as a mayor? Wood chipper? I don't think that would work. Yeah, have fun with dinner and setting an entire backyard on fire. Like I was gonna move anyway F that backyard. Let the new owners figure it out. And then Jim Lee was talking about how like he'll go to his own website and the views say one thing, and then he goes to this other place where he has data for his website and the views will say another number, and then maybe he has a third place he goes to and he checks that, and the numbers for the views on his page are different from the other two. So like he's like, I don't know which one is correct. I don't know if they're all like why all three of them are not the same. And then someone in the chat room had to say that I didn't write it down, I screenshotted it. This is not going to be as funny as it happened in the moment, clearly, but he said views go down when people forget. And I died. I have not laughed that hard at something and I don't know how long, because like yeah, I've heard funny stuff on the show before and I've got to like stop and cry about it because it's that funny. This was different. I mean, my head was down. I was just collapsed. I couldn't lift my arm up to even touch anything, to pick up my phone, to do anything. I was just like here's the laptop. My head was down here over on the side. I could barely breathe. That was 5 minutes of my day just gone. Couldn't read the chat room, couldn't even function. And the only reason I stopped myself from laughing was because the show was on. I can't spend 10 minutes laughing during a 2-hour show. So I had to stop and get it back together. Oh my God. Oh, that hurt so bad. There's a cat mayor in Tahkeetna, Alaska. See, I would have a cat as a mayor if it was the right cat. I've known some smart cats. That would work. I would trust a cat mayor over a robot mayor because I can make any cat like me. Oh, Chris is saying, anyone see there will be a Titanic 2 in a few years? No, not the movie, but a new high-tech replica meant to sail. F that. No, see, Chris, I haven't told, I don't know if I've told, I might have mentioned this in the chat room before, but I've had two separate dreams about being on the Titanic 2, like the physical boat. Not only did it not sink, like, yes, it's big and pretty and all this stuff, but it was boring. It, like, I wasn't trying to, like, have everybody on the boat die. I don't want to have to go through that. But nothing happened. So if they build a Titanic 2 and I'm on it, it'll be fine. If I'm not on it, can't guarantee anything. Danny, it makes total sense. It's so logical, and then like you can just run with it. It's sort of like, wasn't there like some kind of kids movie like people forget and then bad things happen? I don't know, I've forgotten. But it just like just the comment itself is funny, and the things you can do with it are funny as well. And it was Edward Bernie Sauce who said it. I had to screenshot it. I told him to. I'm like, that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. I am not kidding. Oh, Lisa. Oh, cat mayor. Yeah, that's. I mean, mayor. We could have a cat for a president. That would fine too. Yeah. The Titanic sank. No, I'm thinking about the conspiracy because it was the Olympic. I got nothing. I used to know a little bit more about that. Frank was the expert about. Frank got into the Titanic before James Cameron did. And I forget who said this, but might have been something Jim Lee said, penetration testing, which just sounded like a longer way of saying sex. So I like that. That is a new one on me. Penetration testing. I call him that too, Jenna. I thought it was funny when Jim Lee said Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, I call him Zuckerberg. I tried to spell Zuckerberg, and then I spelt it Borg one day and just hit enter, and kind of was too late. I was like, no, no, that's right. That's correct. He does. He looks just like a robot. He's a robot with Kermit the Frog's voice. Same with Musk. That's another robot. Clearly, whoever built them has never seen Bicentennial Man because they built human looking robots better in 1999 than they are doing in current age. And not even a sexy robot. Where are those Futurama sex bots? We are so far off from those, it's not even funny. And let's make it a little bit lighter since I always forget that the sun sets this time of day and it gets darker out. I mean, how would I know? I'm quite frankly this time of day usually. I don't look outside. Let's try all the light. How little there is to be had. I can suffer through it. It'll be fine. Can robots get the monkeypox? If they're gay, Robopox. Nothing but a robosexual. Yeah, so if you're gonna build a robot, make it sexy. That's what they did on Futurama. Oh yeah, on the 20th, it would be a holiday when Jim Lee was on. That was so cool. And then the only thing I remember from Wednesday is, well, I don't remember it. I wrote it down, so I didn't have to remember it, but the Robopox. King 40 called in and he mentioned me. Um, I thought that was funny. Because you're supposed to call in with your pants off, and I guess he did that, so more power to him. But I guess his daughter started a YouTube channel, and he dropped the name and all that for her. So I mean, more power to her. That's cool. I'm glad there's more people getting on YouTube. There's room for all of us here. Oh damn. Lisa's saying daylight for another 6+ hours here. We're losing 5 minutes of light a day now. Wow, 5 minutes is a lot. That adds up quick. Danny, I need to see a lava lamp or a spinning flower, Nikki. Yeah, or I think this time I noticed with Robin, because I can't see all that movement and flashing, I have to watch with my hat on. It's like there's a room behind her, but it's got like looks like there was like lights across the top of the, like where the wall meets the ceiling. Uh, that's all. I don't know if that was there before. Uh, yeah, I'm sure her electric company loves her whenever she comes on to, quite frankly. Yeah, Massachusetts starting lockdown for some disease spread by mosquitoes. Yeah, I would still. I mean, the way I understand mosquitoes work, because this is how it was before, like 20 years ago when I used to go outside more and drive around, like mosquitoes are out at sunset. So if you want to avoid mosquitoes, just be inside for sunset and then go back outside. I don't know about these fake mosquitoes they're putting out now, but I would follow those same rules. But at the same time, I'm never out at night, so that wouldn't affect me. And it's Massachusetts, it's this big. I don't know. That sounds fake. I don't like mosquitoes anyway. That's why I don't mind spider webs, because the spiders just catch all the mosquitoes, so they get away from my car so I can get inside of it. Yeah, Janet. Yeah, Bill Gates. Yeah, with his bitch tits poisoning everybody. He's mad because he never lifted weights one day in his life, and now he's got a old woman's chest. You would think they make some kind of like Spanx for men. I mean, I know they do, but just like from like here to here. So when you do have he titties, you can make those go away. Unless he's into that. Maybe he likes boobs. You see, you're right. Everything is fake and retarded and gay. It's a combination of the three, or it's all three at once. That is very true. Take your fucking conversation inside. I should never hear you. And Thursday, we got to see the deer scene episode, and almost towards the end, Frank is like, you know what? I've gotten so many stories just about deer. Like, people took it literally. And I don't know when those stories came in. I was chalking it up to the fact that it is Mercury retrograde and just communications not being 100%. People thought deer seen, like DEERSEEN. I mean, they were good stories. Don't like those deer stories were good too. And then some people have not seen Stand By Me. I haven't seen Stand By Me, but I've been to enough episodes of Quite Frankly. I know what that the deer scene episode is about. Oh, Jenna, he went to Epstein Island. That's why his wife left him. Oh, that's why they broke up. Oh, now I know. Yeah, I didn't know exactly why. I always assume it's like a tax thing or a illegal thing. You know how it is. And then in between the deer scenes, and there's like these nice moments people have had with their families. Oh, I didn't even catch the name, but it was I believe it was a caller. I honestly don't know. This may have been one of the stories that Frank read that was submitted on the forum. But the last line was killer. And somebody else pointed out these people are really good writers, who these different people writing in these stories are very good. So I noticed that they said it. But the very last line of this person's story was that it was great to feel Dad's love one more time. And I wrote down 8:11 p.m. So whenever that story was read off, I like that one. Jim Lee, Monty, and someone else is part of Anonymous. That sounds right. That sounds like Jim Lee. Something Jim Lee would do. He's one of those old school hacker uh, computer people. He knows his stuff. Oh, which episode was it when we had the guy who looks like Wes Craven? You know who I mean. Oh my goodness. I didn't write down his name. I knew it earlier. You know who I'm talking about though. The astrologer. He's been on before. He looked like Wes Craven before. But so he's, on the show doing his thing, and he put up the chart for the astrological natal chart for the United States. Uh, and don't tell Chris Ann Hall, but I noticed the date he used was July 4th, 1776. It's real tiny print. Maybe just cover that part up because it doesn't say July 2nd. But the time he used was 5:11. So I just went over to my astrology site that I use, 1776, July 2nd, 5:11, 5:10 p.m. Whatever the computer remembers for me, so I don't have to. So if you're going to look up the United States, use, why did I say October? Use July 2nd, 1776. And if you use another day, don't let Chris Ann Hall find out about it. John Rogers is saying, I heard the plane they are using for J.D. Vance is the plane that was confiscated from Jeffrey Epstein. Probably. Oh, Chris says, my dear scene is when I visited Dad and he moved his arm for me for the first time. I knew then he was winning. Hell yes. Oh, I'll play it for you now if I can. Uh, Play what? I'm sorry, I've forgotten. My memory's like a steel trap. Jeff Harmon, there or something. It's I see he's Wes Craven for in my head now. Oh no, who was the guest that day? I feel bad. Like I don't like I'm not trying to sit here being an asshole like and saying his name wrong or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. Let me just go to Quite Frankly. Yeah, Jeff Harmon. Yeah, it's not that I didn't believe you. Could have swore his name was Andy. I don't know. Thinking, who the hell is Andy? Yeah, Jeff Harmon. You're right. You're right. That's why I had to call him Wes Craven because I would have forgotten. But yeah, cool guy. He's like I wish he would just slow down just a little bit because he knows so much about astrology. He knows way more than me. So even I'm like, can you stop and explain what that means? I'm not sure what that house means. What does conjunct mean? I don't remember. He it's like he knows he's got a set amount of time and he seems like he's a little bit hyper and he knows a lot of stuff and he wants to tell us all that stuff and it just kind of gets kind of like there's not enough time. I like when I can never remember him, but then he always comes on. I'm like, Wes Craven. Okay. I'm glad he's still alive somewhere. And then being that he's an astrologer, same with Robert Phoenix. When is his damn birthday? Every time he comes on, he should be like, yes, this is my name, this is my sign. All right, so Frank, today I'm going to talk to you about and the rest. Because if he said, I forgot, and I mean, is he the same sign as Wes Craven? I don't know. They look an awful lot alike. When was Wes Craven? Why don't you know this name, phone? Oh, I passed away in 2015. That's a minute, but August 2nd. So Leo. So I don't know. It is Andy or Jeff? Is he a Leo as well? I gotta sit there and look at his face the next time he's on the show. Now I've got to do the legwork. Now see what would happen is I'll sit there and figure out what his sign is, and then the very next episode he comes on, I'll be like, oh well, my birthday is this, and that, and I was born at this time at this location, and it'll give us all of his information. I wonder now. So I've done this before. This kind of creeps me out. I don't know if you guys do this, but a guest will be on the show, and then I will Google them, and the search results bring up information. That creeps me out. I don't know why. It's like yes, I'm glad there is information about the guest, but at the same time, like Frank and the guests and us and you and me, we're not celebrities. We're regular people. We should not come up in search results like that. And then you type in a guest name, and it's like like where they were born, there's their birthday, whether or not they're married, whether or not they have children. It's like, thank you, internet, but this is for a not celebrity. You should not be telling me this stuff. So I don't know, maybe like the just modern times you can find out anything about anybody. Maybe that's why it's so creepy. Like, don't ever Google yourself. That's creepy as hell. I did it once, and it's like here's the last thing she tweeted. Here's the last thing, and it's like everything I'd just been doing on social media came up in the search results, like the other sites I had just been on. It's like I did that one time, maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I won't do it again. I don't just don't. Okay, yeah, and then Friday show. That's the story about. Well, Jules called in. She had a story about this too, but that like the baby had been served. What was it, like sake or like some kind of like clear alcohol at the bar, or not at the bar, of course. You served my baby liquor at the bar, at the restaurant. Kara, yeah, you can remove yourself from some of those data sites. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I think if I was a little bit more worried about having my identity stolen, I would, but it's really not worth all that much. They can actually have my identity as long as I get to keep YouTube because this is more important than real life. They can have my legal name. They can't have my stage name. Yeah, so don't let your babies drink and drive. It's generally not good. From personal experience, I know when teenagers like 13 start drinking, like you think alcohol's supposed to calm people down and chill out. Well, these little young fucks, they start drinking and they start fighting and acting up. It's like, oh no, 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 you guys are cut off. That's not how you're supposed to act on alcohol. So I don't even know what a drunk baby would be like. And how can you tell? Dandy, yeah. A beer for me and a rum and coke for the baby. I'm not driving. It's like, the baby was slurring its words. It was two. How eloquent is this child? He went from reading Shakespeare to stumbling around on the floor. How sober is this? How like an adult does this baby act at two? That I don't know. Maybe it was a mature baby. That's why they served it alcohol. They thought he looked 21. You have to be trying to mix up alcohol versus I don't know, virgin drinks, just regular drinks. So something like that, like no, somebody's purposely, like slipping the child vodka or whatever the story was, or it's like you know what you're doing, unless the person pouring drinks back there was drunk as well. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, the future creeps me out. Yeah, it's just future's just kind of a little bit meh right now. It's on the upswing though. Things are getting better. Jenna, yeah, the Social Security data breach was on purpose. It's to usher in the CBDC, in my opinion. Yeah, we figured that out in the chat room. So that they say these Social Security numbers were leaked, but then somebody is like, yeah, watch, it's just a number with no additional information. And then we figured out what they want you to do is go through all those pages, find your own information, and find out it's blank. They're going to trace you searching for that. They're going to find out who's interested in their information being stolen. That's what it's really about. Jenna, make the 2-year-old blow. Chris, sir, can you walk in a straight line? Sir, take the binky out of your mouth. I'm talking to you. No wheels on the bus. Pay attention. No patty cake. Sir! You make him do like the touch in the nose. Do you know your ABCs? Can you tie your shoe? Yeah, they just did that to scare people. Then we're like, yeah, like what's it start? Like a social security number. How did it go? See, they just go like that, and then just like then 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 999. But like that's all it is. You click on it, and it doesn't have your name or your birthday or your height, any of that. Yeah, it's just it's the news. It's just meant to scare you. Oh, the social security numbers were leaked. Every single last number? Really? 1 through 10 out there? All at once? On this one day? I believe you. Chris, it's this Generation Alpha coming out with Benjamin Button syndrome, full beard, for full beard and suit at birth. Did he? No, you can't pee. Baby's born. He's already got like the cane and the Social Security check. And the Werther's originals. Back in my day, we used to be born at home. None of this hospital stuff. I mean, if you have to pee, then go pee. Don't ruin the chair. Because then you just gotta buy another chair and it's more work for you. I mean, unless the chair is into that kind of thing, maybe the chair likes to be peed on. I mean, I don't know where you buy your furniture. Maybe it came from San Francisco. And then, yeah, I did already mention the Zells. I'm so glad that it's not just a one and done thing. And they do get to talk about the case more because, to my knowledge, they're not. I mean, they do have their own website, but they're not like, heavily on, say, like Twitter or YouTube posting, like, we just made a break in the case. Or I don't know how they would present that kind of information, but just putting themselves out there so people can, keep up with the truth in the case, not what the news reports. Pardon my itchy nose. Oh, John, my brother was born at home. That's cool. Old school. Chris, it's IPEA. LOL. I get it. Oh, yeah. The cop was telling the 2-year-old you can't pee in your diaper. Yeah. No, why would you do that, sir? Are you drunk? Let's see some ID. Carrie, yeah, I love the detail they're going into. And yeah, you're right. The Zells should have their own channel. I gotta tell Frank Zell that because I asked you guys last week, and maybe like a few of you would follow them on YouTube. So I want to tell him that, like, hey man, you can start a channel right now and have at least 5 subscribers. No, they would get more than that. They'd get way more than that. But now I know, of course, Frank Zell does, comment in the chat room. So if you have a handle, you have a channel, but I don't believe he has any content up there. I do want to, the next time I see him in the chat room, I gotta remember to follow his channel just in case he does start uploading. I want to know about it. And I don't even think they have like a Zells or In the Zeller on YouTube. Now, and then, it could be, like they both work, they both have families, so they've got investigating to do. So I understand why they don't have time to do it, but at the same time, they should make time to do it. Or if they, I don't know if it's just them, if they have any kind of team that can help them with that, or if that's something they care to learn about. But, 'cause it's easier to share, a video on YouTube or a tweet than a website. And it's just nature of the beast, people with our short attention spans. Myself too, just with my vision, it's easier for me to watch a video or listen to a video versus reading an article. And I'm sorry I am that way. Like, I would like to sit and read more, but that's just how it is. But it is that way with a lot of people as well. Maybe they just don't have time to read. Maybe they don't like to read. Maybe they do have poor vision and they just don't care. So that they just want to play it in their car or, just like watch it while they're doing housework. But because they just can't sit there and read. So like I just wish the Zells had that kind of content. Like hey, here's a quick 5-minute video of a few interesting things they talk about. Just stuff like that. Just spitballing ideas. Carrie, yeah, she'd follow the Zells too. Hell yeah, I would too. Chris, hell yeah, baby pulls out ID Tommy Pickle style from the diaper. Just bam, got it right here. Wait, that wasn't a 2-year-old, it was a wee man. Like, that's just a midget. How dare you? I'm not a toddler. Jen, I'm gonna go now to primer my bathroom. Paint tomorrow. I don't like painting. I was just watching It's a game called House Flipper, and literally all you do is go in there and clean things up, and then you put in nice furniture and, like, paint the walls, paint the bathroom, clean up the outside. uh, that's gotta take forever. More power to you getting it done, though. I mean, it's got to be done. It's summertime, so you can air it out. You're not gonna be in there puffing fumes, hopefully. Like, who painted stars in here? I should have opened a window and wake up on the floor. Why is it dark out? My head hurts. Yeah, was there anything from the show or anything I did bring up that I didn't speak completely on? Anything like that? I'm sure I missed something. Did I? Something else. Making sure. I don't think anybody went live or did anything of the like. Doesn't look like it. Nah. Just a quiet Saturday. Still Saturday. Now, what color is the bathroom gonna be? Is it just gonna be like white, or are you going with like a theme, or like doing stripes down the wall, like black and white stripes, Tim Burton style? Yeah, yeah. Robin was on Monday. Yeah, with their again, I can never see her because she's got all of that stuff going on in the background. So I get to hear her whenever she's on. Um, yeah, I'm starting to forget what she looks like. I had to peek up and look at her a couple of times. I like some people, I don't recognize them until I see them. Her, I recognize her name, but if I were to just see her, I would not know who that was. That's not the as far as backgrounds go, that's not the worst though. There's I don't know the lady's name, but she's younger. That I don't know what she was even on for, but that background, you can't look at it for 1 second. It's just like black and white swirl thing. It's the absolute worst. That's what kind of sucked about the Zells when they were on Miss Shorty's channel, because she had the background was, it had some white in it, which was like, okay, maybe I could have suffered through that. But the Zells never have their cameras on, so it's not like I need to be looking at the screen to see them. And then at the bottom of the screen was just this constant scroll going by for the entire stream. And it was like, trigger warning, disturbing stuff and things like that. And just, just be careful, trigger warning, stuff like that. And it just ran across the entire screen the whole time. So it's like, there I was with my hat on, which was fine because there was enough to go on in the chat room. It was, because I'd never been there before. I don't know these people. I don't know how they're going to take us. And there were a lot of Franklys there. So I wanted to watch that. And then they kind of used a lot of emojis. So I had to look around that because it's not even words. So that was for the information that the Zells give out. It kind of doesn't matter what's going on the screen. When I watched it today, I just put it on and didn't look at it, but it's okay. It's whatever they have to say, is that's the important thing. That's more important than whatever time they go on, whatever show they go on, whatever extras are going on the screen. As long as we can hear them and they can speak, then that's all we really need from the Zells, because it like they said, it's been 28 years. People need to know that we know more about the case than what the news told us for so long. Of course, the Zell brothers was a white circle. They were mooning us. Well, like I said, I didn't realize she had said that they were twins, in the first hour because we weren't there. So, just me just kind of being a smartass. Because, when you don't have your camera on, it's like a black box and then like a circle. And then I think the circle in the middle kind of moves when one of them was talking. And I'm like, yeah, if you can't tell by their profile pictures, the Zells are twins. I just, it's true. But again, I wasn't paying attention to the screen because of the brightness and the movement, so I didn't notice that. And I maybe every comment was popping up on the screen. I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't swear. I'm glad I spelt everything correctly. Ugh. But then, knowing that and the fact that it was a smaller room, I was, that's why I mentioned, hey, I don't know the schedule here, but if you start at 9, us here, we can be here an hour for the whole show. So that, sounds like she did take my advice. So, good on her. 9 p.m. was a good time to start a second show anyway. And that they didn't mention something about her having a 10 p.m. show, but I mean, whatever, they can move it. It's the Zells. Exactly, Kara. I hate trigger warnings for cripe's sakes. If you are easily triggered, don't watch true crime or relative tragedies. Like, what do you think you're going to hear? I mean, unless she covers other stuff that doesn't get this dark, and then she had to put the disclaimer on. Like, I don't, I don't know what happens on the channel where maybe it's just to cover her for like any kind of dark topics, just because maybe her channel is just more prone to people getting butthurt over topics that the channel covers. I don't know how she caters to her audience, but it does sort of, considering what they get into. I'm not saying I need a trigger warning, but um I mean, I know what I was getting into from the other podcast, what I could hear here, but even knowing that, it got worse than I could have imagined. And that's the fun of it. Chris, yeah, it's YouTube, they censor. Yeah. And like, I don't know how it works, like maybe the video would get reported if she didn't have that disclaimer on there. I'm not sure how sensitive her audience is. And it's a show out of the UK, so I don't know if it's, because they're talking about an American murder, if it's how they feel about it. There is that. So I don't know how other countries view American murders versus that kind of a thing. Maybe it's just her. Maybe it was to trigger warning Americans. Like I don't know. American accents be warned, and that's what was fun for me because the Zells have their. Well, Frank's got his Brooklyn accent, and then the host has her, English accent. But then Jim Zell, he didn't sound like himself. It almost sounded like he had like bitten his tongue, or like he had like a sore tooth, and he didn't, his voice did not sound the same. And I noticed that early on, and he didn't talk a lot. And then somebody in the chat room was finally like, well, damn, let Jim say something. I don't know if they swore, but they're like, like, well, is Jim gonna talk? Like, can we hear from Jim? And I was thinking, yeah, are we? But I didn't, that was the second hour. I didn't hear the first hour where, I mean, like, he does live up in Collinsport, Maine. So what's going on? Was there like did he get into a fist fight? And then he got like a tooth chipped, and like he's in between dentist visits. I hope he's okay, but that's just he lost some of his Brooklyn accent because of whatever's going on, like with his tooth or whatever, and it was odd to hear him that way. I'm not doubting it was Jim Zell. I just have never heard him not sound like himself. And then I was worried, like, is he okay? Is it gonna be all right? Like, is it just like, did he just bite his tongue? He like, oops, and like that's the only reason he. I'll wait till next week. If it still sounds that way next week, then I'll be concerned. But it could just be a one-time thing because we don't hear from Jim Zell the way we hear from Frank. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Jim Zell in the chat room. I don't even know if he has a YouTube account. Like, he's more of a mystery than Frank. So I don't know. Maybe he's in Fight Club and he can't tell us about it. I don't know. Chris, yeah, dark content won't get pushed so hard. Yeah, it's not like that's gonna get on the recommended page on YouTube. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, Chris said harder for ads. Another reason why so many have sponsors. Yeah, no ads, no commercial breaks. It just played all the way through. None of that. Me backing back out and going back in for an ad. It just played the whole 2 hours. So there goes that versus that other three-parter that's out. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I'm hoping it's just a one-time thing. Like we all, it happens. You fall asleep on your arm, your hand acts stupid for a whole day. Could have just been like that. Lisa, I get a kick out of how Frank doesn't pronounce the T when he speaks. Or Putin. Puin. I'll have to listen out for that. I've never noticed that in all the years. What One thing that's fun, this doesn't happen often, but if Frank ever takes a call from somebody who he either like knows really well, like a local, like who has an accent, when Frank speaks to them, you hear just a little bit extra New York accent come out of him, just ever so slightly. But I'm gonna have to look for that. Listen for that Putin pronunciation because Frank's very articulate. Oh wait, now are we talking about Frank Zell or frankincense? And that's something I do. I do need to get a nickname for Frank Zell since it's like John's and Matt's. There's 5,000 of them, so they all need second names or something. So if you show up to Quite Frankly and you're already named Frank, you need a second name or some kind of shtick to differentiate yourself. Yep, frankincense. Yeah. I'll have to listen for. I wonder if it's on purpose or if he's just says it that way and doesn't notice. Putin. Oh, and then Frank Zell did say they've been on the case since I believe you said something like December 28th, and then all of this came out what December 26th. It was the day after Christmas, so that week they've been on the case this long, and they know more about it than anybody else, and that blows my mind. Just how, because I'm pretty sure they do work alone. They just go get out there and ask the questions, like just two guys up across the country happen to know more than. Well, they're not trying to hide anything, so that's why they know more than what's been reported. That's why six. Making sure nothing pops off. And Twitter's been fighting me so bad. It wants me to sign into it. I signed into it when I got the phone. I'm not going to sign into it again. And then Frank didn't mention any time off next week. Nothing. Nothing that's gonna stop him from being at the studio. So it's as of right now, like I say every week. As of right now, it's just looking like a regular Frankly week. That's our last full week of August. And then I'll be live on the very last day of August next week. Carrie, yeah, same. I refuse to call it anything but Twitter. Yeah, Twitter just updated their, but like Twitter.com still works, but they like made like X.com an official handle about a month or so ago. So I updated it on my page just because it's shorter than typing Twitter. That's literally only the reason why. But I do still call it Twitter. And then since I did start the channel and I said I wasn't going to upload every single Sunday. And then I was uploading every single Sunday. But right now I don't really have anything officially set up for like the next Sunday coming up. That's why I didn't announce anything was going to drop. And that's fine because when I started the channel, I didn't realize I would go live. And now I do, and this is the thing to do on the channel. So of course the live shows are not going anywhere, but if and when I do have additional content, of course that will drop on a Sunday. Like reviews for the Cultivate Elevate and the Yes Cacao, like things like that. But so if there is no upload on Sunday, that's no worries. Nothing stopped. The Saturday shows still come up. I'm still gonna be at Quite Frankly. Just getting us. I really do want to sort of get things together, have things more like on track with how I would like the channel to go for next year, which is for me in about a month and a half. So I'm sort of like I am planning on, of course, on releasing content, continuing chat room stories, but like I really want to get it going, like with being able to take calls, getting a like a PO box worked out, all that stuff like that. Make it seem like I'm a real channel. So it's only gonna get bigger. Yeah, Lisa, gonna go start dinner. Yeah, see ya. Well, it's gonna feel like a few days, but we'll come right back on Monday. John, yeah, the app, the icon looks like a porn site. I had to take it off of my screen for a couple of months. I'm like, I don't want to turn on my phone and in public and have people think I've got a porn site on my. Just no. Ugh. It still does. Like, go to X, go to drugs, like go to hell. Like, what the hell are you trying to tell me? Chris, yeah, I can't call it X, too porn site like. Sad thing is, Elon was one of the few that helped make PayPal, and he wanted to call it X. Glad it wasn't. Ew, that's terrible. Are you using StreamYard? This uses the to go live. I use Streamlabs, and then PayPal. That's owned by China, so we gotta dump that. Yeah, with all the, and then you do go to Twitter, and it's nothing but pornography and ads. Uh, but then, like, never go to, like, if you go, like, say, incognito to YouTube, like, half of this recommended are not in English, and it looks like a porn site. It's almost disgusting to, like, I almost want to apologize. Like, hey, check out YouTube. Sorry for the way it looks. Like, it's that much better when you have an account, but they just try to shove all this AI titty stuff in everybody's faces, get you thinking about sex. Yep, and fighting and trolls. It's just a bunch of angry people tweeting back at each other, and the, what is it, 4,000 characters for your verified account so you can type a novel at somebody. Chris, see, Elon is a droid from China. Found our connection. Yep, that's all it is. Figured it out. Problem solved. Wow, I can't believe we got that sorted out. Yeah, all in 2 hours. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys had some time to spend with me on a Saturday. Getting through this Mercury retrograde and just got a regular Frankly week coming up. I don't recall, I don't want to say who Frank's going to have as guests because sometimes it seems like he'll schedule somebody and the next thing you know, they have to cancel. So we'll just wait and see what the guests are going to be when we show up. China had to make Suckerborg. Suckerborg. Good one, Chris. Carrie, yeah, there's very weird stuff for children here too. Yeah, it's I almost got to show kids the stuff from when you were kids because that's when stuff was, the content was safe or less sexual. Oh, Carrie, yeah, glad you had fun. Arted, awesome. Mercury retrograde has been you know what, when we get together next Saturday, it will have been over and we can just breathe a sigh of relief then and it'll be fine. It's okay. It's almost over, just a few days. It only had to take up most of damn Leo, but we got through that just fine. We still had fun. And like I say, I had a good feeling about August. I'll wait and talk about that next episode. Let's get all the way through August first, but still got that good feeling going on. So I hope you guys had a good feeling watching the show. That was lame. But no, yeah, smash a like if you haven't already. Kara's right. Celebrate it's over. Just enjoy this last bit of the one of the best and worst years ever. It started out bad, then it got good. So that's important. It does, no matter how low the lows get, the highs are going to be just as high. The reverse of it is going to be just as incredible. So it's whatever bad stuff we go through, we always have good to look forward to it afterwards. Didn't know that last winter, but I know it now. And it's all because of you guys. It's because of Frankly's. It's because we always go to the show and we support each other and we have fun and give each other a hard time and all the stuff friends are supposed to do. And Chris, yeah, comment after the show and always comment after, quite frankly, as well. It helps YouTube know you like him. It helps YouTube know you like me. So do all the things that make YouTube happy. We gotta keep this monster going. We all live here. We need somewhere to go. Yeah, always support all of your favorite content creators. Keep all of the notifications on. Like the videos. Share them if you're so inclined. Word of mouth does help, especially with Frank since he's low-key shadow banned. He's been at 100K subscribers for 11 months. Nothing suspicious about that. And don't forget your pants so they're not just lying on the floor for a week. Maybe in October you can leave them lying on the floor when we're here every day, but we're not quite there yet. Arden, yeah, hey, no worries, yeah. It happens, it happens. Plus Mercury retrograde, like you said, anything can come up, any kind of technical silliness. I had a issue with my I thought my box that the Wi-Fi goes through was dead. I was thinking I was going to have to run down to the place and swap it out, but avoided all of that. But I had a legitimate 20-minute, meltdown a couple of days ago. But this time of year, of course, it would happen, but it was easily fixed. Yeah, don't have to be sorry about being late. You can always watch the replay. I always have to watch the replays because every single time Nikki M. Carlin goes live, I'm doing a show, so I always miss it. That's okay. Replays are always available, even if the channel becomes, if and when the channel does become monetized. I'll keep these up. Worst thing you'll see me do is maybe just take out the swearing, but I'll always keep the old live streams up so I can see how I started out. Maybe it will inspire somebody else to start a channel and learn from my mistakes. Buckeye blows. Damn straight. I don't even like Buckeye the candy. It should have some crunch to it, and it doesn't, and that pisses me off. I'd rather eat a real Buckeye, and I know they're poison. No, those probably taste terrible. So have a good night and a good meal, and hopefully get some good sleep. Well, we'll watch The Fear of the Walking Dead, at least the first 2 seasons if you can't sleep. I'm so serious about that. I'm going to try to get through the episodes I haven't seen because I know later on it's going to get bad. So I'll come back with you at some point to give you like good episodes, bad episodes, so you can get some sleep. Since it might be a little bit cheaper than the Cultivate Elevate, we'll see. And use crunchy peanut butter. Ah, yeah. Okay. Because I don't know how they make them. Don't they have that chocolate you can pour over stuff and then it like hardens and becomes a shell? Like, I don't understand why you can't use that. And I mean, I don't cook, but it just, I don't understand why that somebody has, I don't know. Why have those things not married yet? Like I don't understand. We can go to the moon, but we can't figure out Buckeye candy. I think it's starting to get darker earlier. Oh, sweet. John said I used to have a Buckeye tree in front where I lived in Sandusky. Oh man, nothing beats riding your bike underneath a Buckeye tree, trying to dodge all those little suckers so you don't accidentally hit one and wipe out. That takes me right back. Yes, but you can melt any chocolate. So one day we're gonna have to have like a cooking stream. We're gonna have to put we'll make something or make a new food or something. We'll come up with something or do like the quite frankly deli sandwiches thing where I think it's like if you were a sandwich or gonna be have a sandwich named after you in the quite frankly deli, like what would it be, like that kind of a thing we'll have to do because I maybe Frank has done that before years ago on the channel, but it's been years ago, and he does need to get a deli. So maybe if we can get the sandwiches together, then all he has to do is get the building and the employees. So we just do half the work for him. Oh shit, John! It broke a windshield I installed the day before. Oh, damn, Buckeye tree. Buckeyes are dicks. Okay, well that's not cool. Buckeyes. Okay. I just feel worse about Buckeyes now, but that's all right. Yeah, and then if you do watch the Zells, go watch something like wholesome or funny afterwards, because it's some heavy stuff. It really really, I mean, I can handle dark things, but if something gets under my skin, it must be pretty bad, and this does. But I'm glad it's them digging up the dirt and letting us know, because as bad as these things are, they have to come to light because this information could save lives. Like how many children are not going to be hurt because this information comes out. So as hard as it is to listen to, it is going to help people that we'll never meet. So they're doing good things, and you guys are all great for being here. And I love you all. You're all wonderful. I love seeing everybody every week. Can't wait to see you on Monday. It's going to be a good one. And have a great night. And just till next time.